All right, so here it is, the final meeting of April 2021. It is the 27th of April, and who's counting? But that means there's 2 months left. Whoop, whoop. So let's formally ring in the meeting. Let's see, there we go.
Is that Justin's cat?
Yes, it is. For our invocation today, we have Dollar Bill Smith. He's more than $1. I'm going to mute everybody, Bill, and then you'll have to unmute yourself, okay?
Okay.
Go for it.
This is sometimes attributed to something Mother Teresa said, but it's actually on a sign on a wall in one of her children's homes. I like this. You don't have to bow your heads because it's not a prayer, but you'll like it. People are often unreasonable, irrational, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you're kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you're successful, you will win some unfaithful friends and some genuine enemies. Succeed anyway. If you're honest and sincere, people may deceive you. Be honest and sincere anyway. What you spend years creating, others could destroy overnight. Create anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, some may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today will often be forgotten. Do good anyway. Give the best you have, and it will never be enough. Give your best anyway. In the final analysis, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway.
But thank you very much, Bill.
Well done, Bill. That's almost as good as tub thumping.
I don't know. Tub thumping was pretty darn good. Keith, would you lead our pledge, please?
I'd be honored to, President Andrew. One comment, I know there's a lot of controversy on whether or not there's a pause between one nation and under God. And I have it on good authority because I just looked it up on the internet right there. There's a comma between one nation and under God. So we'll go with a comma. No?
All right, Royce, did you hear that?
All right, follow along. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Outstanding. Thank you. Here comes Vaughn North. All right, so this week's patriotic song is actually an instrumental. It was written at the end of World War II. By Aaron Copland. So I hope you enjoy this version of it. So yes, this is Fanfare for the Common Man, and it was written by Aaron Copland towards the end of World War II, to honor those who were making the sacrifices that it had to be made for the war, getting through the adversity. It was actually the average world citizen, but Aaron Copland was an American composer, so we kind of took ownership of that. But I thought, as we're coming out of COVID, what an amazing piece of music we could share together. So let's see who we got here today. Welcome to Zoom. We do have several guests. And if there's any visiting Rotarians, please let me know. So let's see, we have, I'm scanning. Jana Mackey, welcome. Who are you with? Yes, you were with.
I'm with Interfaith Community Services.
That was it, yes.
But yeah, first time joining this group for sure.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Susan Nowicki, is that correct? From Eco, I only see Viva, Eco Viva.
Bavarian.
Oh, Bavarian. Ann Kay, welcome. How are you? And who are you with, Ann?
Yes, good morning. With the Assistance League of Inland North County, invited by Carol Como. You guys gave us a grant and she's going to speak.
Nice, very good. Jesse Garza, hello, welcome.
Good afternoon. Yes, Jesse here. I'm currently with the RB Sunrise Rotary for the last 3 years, and I just moved up to Escondido, so I'm looking at another club to possibly join.
That's right. I remember we've messaged a couple of times, and so is Christine. Thank you. Welcome for joining. Welcome, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Let's see here. We got Susan, Sarah Stacy Rungatis. Is that correct?
You did very well. Hi, I'm Stacy Rungitis.
Rungitis.
And I am, it's close, it's a hard one. And I am with Palomar College. I look forward to speaking with you later.
Fantastic. We look forward to hearing. So for those who are joining us as guests, we do have a little tradition that we're going to share with you now. Normally we would do this ourselves, or we'd sing this to you, but if any of you are familiar with Zoom, that just does not work. Timing doesn't work for groups to sing together, so enjoy Aussie.
Howdy, we're glad to have you here. Welcome, we sing it loud and clear. Relax, enjoy the program, and won't you come back to see us again?
Yay. So our upcoming calendar, May 4th.
Amazingly good.
What's that?
Amazingly good.
Yes, it really was, and his voice never wavers, which is impressive. Oh, here we go. We have a new guest joining us, Carol. So our upcoming calendar next week is May 4th already. It'll be a birthday week, and DA Summer Stefan will be speaking to us. Haven House on the 5th has been canceled. So those of you who are Haven House participants and who signed up for the 5th, there is no Haven House on the 5th. The next one will be on the 10th, and that is a Monday, not a Wednesday. Then on the 11th, we have Pacific Lyric Association. On the 18th, Wade Nomura will talk to us about racial and social equity and justice. Then on the 25th, the Escondido Creek Conservancy is going to be here to talk about their Grape Day project. And then June, we start the wind down. We start the transition to the Vaughn era. Woohoo! I can't tell you how exciting this is for me. So June 1st, Vaughn will be chatting with you at the club assembly. And on June 2nd is another Haven House. So let's move forward. Are there any member moments? I'm not aware of any, but if anyone has any. No, all right. In that case, then we're on to Christine Montan.
Yes, let's see what's been happening with Rotarians in the wild. Here's our council member trying out a new Escondido restaurant for lunch today. Is Joe here today?
No, he is not. He's in New York with his kids.
Joe Garcia. Well, yeah, so try out Birria al Jalisco. Next. Joe Garcia again, Escondido City Council. The next shot will be our mayor as well. Yeah, he ran into former Mayor Jerry Sanders, and we'll see Mayor Paul in a few minutes.
Okay.
That was Planet Fitness. Here's Paulette and her son Michael up in Lancaster. And the one-eared bunny, it's the cutest thing ever.
It looks a lot like Borrego.
See her. Yeah, it does. Oh, pure love, guys, he says, celebrating their birthdays, Julia and Ozzy. That's a great picture.
It is. And it's got to be love for her to be with him.
The money.
In the wild, Larry Trotner, look at picking up trash and trash and trash.
Good job,
So
Larry.
that was
Thank you.
Rotarian at work day. Yes, and Vate Scott finally going to school on campus. Freshman year, here we come. Where is she going to be going to school?
At San Pasquale High School.
Oh, fantastic.
So they're just there 2 days a week, but we're very happy. Little normalcy going on.
Right. You know what?
Yes.
I missed the Paul picture. I'm sorry.
Oh, two good ones too. Anyway, yes, Mayor Mack was also at the Planet Fitness getting pictures taken, and yeah.
Okay. I'm
So
sorry.
that's what our In the Wild looks like this week.
Yay.
Yay.
And Tina Pope says, congratulations, Vate. All right. So this is the fun part. This is Rotarian of the Month. And as every president before me has commented, this is one of the best things that I get to do as president. It's not tough. I mean, there are so many people who could be Rotarian of the Month, but sometimes it just springs out at you and you just, you know who it's got to be. You find out something you didn't know before. And honestly, this Rotarian of the Month, probably a lot of people don't know just how hard he works every month and has been working for so long, contributing, being oh geez, just lost my mind. The trash pickups, pretty much any service project, I always see him there. And then so much he does behind the scenes for the board. So for April 2021, congratulations, Dan Sundquist. We all owe you a massive debt of gratitude for everything you do for this club. So, guess what time it is? This is actually, so the fun song for this week is the fun song for last week because so many people just wanted to see it again. But I was lucky enough to actually get some video capture of the recording of last week's song. So this is Justin and Alex actually making the video you're about to see.
Alexander raises money all the livelong day. Then she gives it to nonprofits from the Escondido Rotary. Can't you hear the money flowing from all of us to those in need? Can't you hear the people singing? Many people we will feed. Alex likes to raise money for the poor. You can always help her get much more Funds for many things like food and art for kids. Everybody benefits. Someone's always needing assistance. Someone's always needing a helping hand. Rotary can really make a difference, and Escondido is our land. Singing fee fi filii-o, fee fi filii-o, fee fi filii-o, giving grants to Escondido.
Barber Quartet, nice. All right, whoa, let's go back a page. We don't want to do that. That's the end of our program. So Alex, Justin, you're up.
All right, that was a great song, Andy. Thank you for spinning it a second time. Good morning, everybody. Today, we're going to continue the presentations from our grant recipients, which is very exciting. Just to remind everybody who wasn't here last time, in October of 2020, we gave away over $30,000 to the local nonprofits to help them out. And today, we're going to hear from a lot of them on what our money did and how we impact our community through our grants program. Our first presenter represents the Salvation Army. This organization's budget is $900,000, and we awarded grant to this organization for the translation systems that they use to communicate with their seniors that do not speak English. Please welcome the Salvation Army Corps Officer, Denise Littrell.
Well, good afternoon, and on behalf of the Salvation Army here in Escondido, we want to say thank you to the Escondido Rotary Foundation for giving us the grant of $2,000 last year. This went to buy a portable translation system with 3 handheld, and I'll hold one of them up here, machines that include headphones and charging stations. These are portable. We have 98 senior residents who live on site in our affordable low-income housing. That's called the Silver Crest, and it's a large majority of our seniors in the housing. They do not speak English, and we have a number of non-English languages that are represented. Chinese, Korean, Tagalog, Russian, and Spanish are the main ones. And in order to connect with our seniors, we saw a need for this type of translation system. And over the past year, many of our residents, we were the only outside connection to the world that they had. And being able to speak someone's language shows that you care about them. And it also allows us to be able to meet their needs in a better way. And this system will allow Escondido the ability to talk to those who do not understand the English language for years and years to come. This system can help us care for our social service clients, as well as we have many who do not speak English that we provide services for. So thank you for helping us to break through the language barriers so that we can do the most good in our community.
Thank you, Denise. Thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you so much for all great work you do for our community. We very much appreciate that. Our next presenter is from Palomar College Foundation. This foundation's budget is $2.5 million, and their mission statement says the mission of the Palomar College Foundation is to assure equal access to success for all Palomar College students by inspiring individual, business, and foundation philanthropic support that helps remove financial barriers and provides essential educational resources. Please welcome Palomar College Foundation's Executive Director, T. Rangaitis.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Alex. Hi, everybody. I always like to start off because I know Palomar has such a large footprint. How many of you went to Palomar? Just by a show of hands. Anybody? Okay, I see a few. I know many have connections with Palomar, including your own member and mayor of Escondido, Paul McNamara. And so again, we're just thrilled to have a connection with the Rotary Club. Obviously, Escondido is very important to Palomar. We do have an education center off East Valley Parkway. And we just recently started a community advisory council for that particular education center. So we're trying to make sure we bridge community engagement in the life of that education center. Specifically to the Rotary, we just can't thank you for your service to the community. And then again, of course, for the grant to the foundation, which of course is $1,500 to support our students, specifically during this exceptionally challenging time. This $1,500 bought 15 laptop computers for Escondido's students. And basically those laptops kept those students in school. And that fulfills right in with what Alex mentioned with our mission, which is to remove financial barriers or any obstacles really to education for our students at Palomar. Our core programs are scholarships, textbook assistance, and emergency grants. And this year, with the help of wonderful donors like the Escondido Rotary, we were able to award 55 times the amount of emergency aid. And that includes laptop computers and grants, emergency funding to our students during the pandemic. And so we're just so grateful. The need, as I think you all know, is just significant. And the foundation really went mobilized quickly last year when the pandemic hit. I really recognized that so many of our students were going to be in a vulnerable position because many of them utilize our libraries, including our library at our Escondido Center, which is also open to the public soon once we open our center again. With that, they use the computers. And so when we went to remote learning, we knew this was going to be a huge barrier for students to continue their education. And so we were able to mobilize and have a donor come online, and we were able to get the day before the governor declared the state of emergency, we handed out 400 computers to students. And then we continued distributing. And so far to date, with your help, we've delivered 1,300 computers to students. So we're so grateful. And I have a couple student stories. I will tell you, Guadalupe, a single mom from Escondido, is struggling to make ends meet, and she cut her hours to help her son, who was also in distance education. She was using a loaner laptop from a relative, and the relative asked for it back. And so this laptop is helping her get one step closer to becoming a nurse and giving back to those in need. And so she sends her thanks for helping folks like her. And she just says, thank you guys. And a second student I want to share is Ashley. She just said, it's been a very difficult time to achieve anything during this crisis. I would greatly appreciate the help during this difficult time. I would be able to pursue my goals of an education and make more of myself. It would be providing me with much more than just a computer. It is a vehicle in which I can achieve my dreams. And so again, I just thank you so much. It makes a huge difference. And with all of the worthy nonprofits that are out there, I just thank you for all that you do to raise awareness and support for our organizations. And of course, I'm prejudiced because I believe education just changes everything for a person's life. And so again, I'm very grateful for your support. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Stacey. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for getting our club engaged in such a great project. Thank you very much. Our next grant recipient is Eco Vivarium. This organization budget is $400,000 a year, and we will hear from Eco Vivarium's Executive Director, Susan Nowiken. Are you here?
Yeah.
You need to unmute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Better? Hit the button twice. Thank you very much, Alex, and thank you to the Rotary. The impact that you've had is still ongoing, but what we have done with schools not being in session and challenges that schools have had with the long distance education, we've only had a few classes participate in full online classes that we offer, and those were granted to them based on the fact that they are Title I schools with very large percentages of students that fall into that high risk category. What we've also utilized funds for is to bring in special needs students who were heavily impacted by the isolation that went on. Working with animals, of course, means that we have to be here every day, regardless of the situation. And following all the safety guidelines and everything that we could, we were able to bring in several children as junior volunteers. And that entails having a staff member with them at all times, as well as a parent or another adult with them, so that supervision could be handled. We particularly focused on children with autism and other mental impairments during this outreach. And these children will be continuing through the summer with us. They come in, they're able to work with the animals. They're able to interact with staff and with other volunteers that are here. And at the same time that they're working with and caring for animals, they're learning about the science, the STEM education behind them. And in fact, we have a number of our students who are struggling readers, that we have a literacy program that is ongoing with the Escondido Library for many years now. But because of COVID, we were not able to continue going into the library and having the reading sessions with our bearded dragons and the children. These children took on the task of reading to the dragons. And it's a fun program. If you picture the Paws program where you read to the dogs, one of the kids at the library summed it up great when he said, you know, the best thing about reading to a dragon is that you never have them snoring in the middle of your story. And that's true. Reptiles don't snore, so you're safe there. But the animals actually respond to the kids. They'll cock their heads. They'll get very excited with the stories. And what it has done, it took one of our children, a young teen who was barely at kindergarten level reading, and brought them all the way up into strong first grade reading, just because we could give them that one-on-one time, and the animal was there to encourage them. And that benefited in two ways. Not only did it benefit the student, but it also benefited our animals. Believe it or not, reptiles, just like our dogs and cats, when we're away from them and situations change dramatically for them, they suffer depression. And our animals here at the museum, being rescue animals and many of them having very hard lives before they came to us, got very used to the idea of people coming in every day and loving on them and interacting with them as they toured the museum. And when COVID hit, we had extreme depression hit in several of our animals. Some stopped eating, others became very agitated. And so having these children here, the animals recognize when somebody has a developmental disability. Just like our dogs and cats do, the reptiles recognize that too. And the connections the animals made with the kids is amazing. And it brought many of them out of that slump and gave these kids the opportunity to interact with animals they'd maybe only seen in picture books or at the zoo. Everything from our little tiny bearded, we say tiny bearded dragons, 18 to 24-inch animals, all the way up to 20-foot snakes and 6-foot lizards. And the kids' eyes light up when they come in and they get to interact with these animals. And they're actually helping us now to train some of those larger animals to go on the library programs and into classrooms and allow kids to read to them. So it's been an all-around exciting program. And now we're looking forward to the schools coming back in and being able to do some of the outreach directly into the classrooms for the entire classroom. When they have one single system of quality connection, we'll be able to go in and do more classes there. So we really appreciate all the support and we look forward to a long relationship with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Susan. Thank you for presenting today, and thank you for all great work you do with your animals and kids. It was great to hear about it. Our next grant recipient is Assistance League of Inland North County. Organization's budget $233,000 a year, and their mission states, Assistance League of Inland North County is a nonprofit all-volunteer organization actively involved in transforming the lives of children and adults through community programs. Please welcome Assistance League of Inland North County's President-elect, Carol Camus.
Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for having me. We sincerely appreciate the support we receive from your Rotary Club. And this year in particular, I think everyone else has addressed it. We have had to rethink everything we do. And that costs money. We had to shut down of the last 12 months, our thrift store, which has been a major source of our funding, was shut down for 6 of those 12 months. And when we reopened, we have reopened only 2 days a week so far. Again, we are all volunteers and we have so many people who are simply unable to come out and work in the shop. However, we have done it. We are doing well. Our major program, which you all know, is Operation School Bell, where we have in the past gone shopping with the kids and their families and helped them buy what they really need for school. Well, that wasn't possible this year. So what we did instead is we created a format where the children that were designated by their schools would fill out these individual forms and indicating their preferences, their needs, and all that sort of thing, their sizes. And our volunteers took that, went shopping, and delivered individualized packages to the children in the schools, along with several new books and a personalized note for each and every child to encourage them. I heard it already today, but this has been really tough on kids. And we are doing everything we can to make things a little brighter for these kids. We also have looked at, another philanthropy that is another huge program for us is Operation Duffel Bag. And those traditionally, we have supported the graduates of San Pasquale Academy, who it was a residential program for them. And once they graduated, they're out of the system, they're on their own. And, with San Pasquale Academy closing, we have directed our efforts toward the homeless and foster kids in the various local high schools in the Escondido High School District. And we provide them upon their graduation with the very most basic things in life: laundry detergent, a pot, a pan, a dish, things that we take for granted that they need to start some kind of a life on their own. I do want to mention 2 special things that we had done this year. One of them is through Operation School Bell, our teen group was able to adopt a family, a young single mother with 2 young children, who was in the process of moving from shelter to her own apartment. And I'm happy to say she is now in her own apartment with some assistance from us. Secondly, a smaller but no less significant thing that happened. In the school program, we were referred to a young man who happened to be 6'7" and I don't know, 300 plus pounds, a big guy. He didn't have a pair of shoes that he could wear. He was wearing flip-flops all the time. And we were able to get him a pair of size 18 well-supporting shoes. Small gesture, huge impact. So we are very grateful for all you have done for us. We hope to continue our work next year to get things, quote, a little more back to normal. And I will become the official president as of June 1. And I look forward to working with you all again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carol, and congratulations on being president-elect. So we look forward to working with you. Our next recipient is Feeding San Diego. These organizations budget $10 million a year, and their mission statement says, Feeding San Diego's mission is to connect every person facing hunger with nutritious meals by maximizing food rescue. Please welcome Feeding San Diego's Partnerships Manager, Carrie Kalarick.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having us. We are so grateful for your support of our mission. I just wanted to give a little bit of background on what Feeding San Diego has been doing over the last year to support the food insecure community in San Diego County. Hunger does affect pre-pandemic 1 in 8 adults and 1 in 6 children, and that has significantly increased due to the pandemic. So we are working very hard to increase the amount of food that we are getting out to the community. And so prior to the pandemic, Feeding San Diego used to operate on what we call a pull model, where our partners would order food from our warehouse, and there would be a cost associated to that. Once the pandemic hit, we transitioned to a push model where we create a menu of items that hits the major food groups and can be given to a family, and they're given that at no cost. So we try to get between 10 and 15 pounds of food at least per family for our partners. And the partners that are in the Escondido area over the last year, so from March of last year to March of this year, we provided them over 138,000 pounds of food, with 59% of that being produce. And that is fresh produce that we give to our partners. And then in addition to that, our partners also participate in our retail rescue program. So that means they're going to grocery stores in the area to collect food that otherwise would have gone to waste. So they're diverting that from the landfill. And it's a way for them to get frozen protein, dairy items, eggs, all of those great foods to make a nutritious meal for their families. And that program generated over 800,000 pounds of food to the Escondido community alone. So we're very happy that we get to continue doing this work. And we know we still have a long road ahead to address the significant need that the pandemic has caused for hunger in San Diego County.
Thank you so much, Carrie. We appreciate you joining us today. And thank you for telling us about your project. We're happy to partner with you for that good cause. Our next recipient is Interfaith Community Services. The Heaven House is the project that we involved with. Please welcome Interfaith Community Services Grant Manager, Jana Mackey.
Thank you. It's great to be here. First time with Escondido Rotary. I want to just acknowledge that I'm sure there are several of you on the call that know Haven House extremely well, and Interfaith, even even maybe more than me. I joined in the fall of 2019 to Interfaith. So the Rotary has been supporting Haven House, specifically the nutrition services that we provide, both financially and in direct volunteer service. As I guess, just I'll say a few general things about Haven House. Haven House is a homeless shelter in downtown Escondido at our primary service center, and it serves adult men and women, all genders. And it's year-round, open 365 days a year. As you can imagine, this past year was challenging for Haven House. But it never closed. It remained open the entire time. Interfaith did need to make some changes to the way it operated to be sure that staff and residents were safe. I mean, we had a congregate shelter, meaning everyone staying together, and congregate meals, both of which under health guidelines were really not an ideal situation. So the bed capacity was moved. It was sort of moved around inside so that there was at least 6 feet social distancing within the shelter itself. We ceased congregate meals, meaning everyone using the dining hall to eat, and residents continued to be provided their meals, and meals would be put into boxes and individual meal packages that staff would then serve to them. Also, I think it's although we reduced density, meaning less people could stay in Haven House on any given night, we went from being a night shelter hours so that it was staffed in the evenings only, and then residents would leave and do their own thing during the day and then return back. We went to 24 hours operation so that they could all safely shelter in place during the COVID-19 months. And that continues. We continue to operate Haven House 24/7. And yeah, Rotary is just, I reached out to a couple of colleagues when I knew I was going to be on this call. And like one of them just said, oh, Rotary did not skip a beat. That's what she said, did not skip a beat. So, when volunteering was too difficult to come, we couldn't do meal service preparation. Started sending financial support so that we could purchase food and to do that. And then you've returned to volunteering. So it's really incredible. We're extremely grateful. I did want to mention also, we're still at a reduced capacity. I did pull some numbers. We've had into mid-March, as of mid-March in this fiscal year, which starts July 1, we've had 81 residents at Haven House. Pre-pandemic, we would serve like 200. So we'll probably be, we'll end up a little lower than that. A lot of you may be aware that Interfaith purchased a motel property directly across the street. And that's a very exciting project. And it's under renovation, but even with the renovations going on, we already have rooms available. And we've been using those rooms for, somewhat for overflow from Haven House. Also, people were able to like quarantine prior to going into Haven House, make sure that we had a period where they could be tested and know they were safe before they went in. And then some people are just not, if they're elderly or have other health conditions, a congregate shelter with like bunk beds, it's not an ideal situation for them. And the new center is converted hotel. And so they have a private room with a private bathroom. And that's really a wonderful situation for certain people to go into. And so that is already actively going. Again, I think I've covered everything, but Haven House didn't stop, Rotary didn't stop. And we've made it through a really difficult year, and your support has helped continue to feed the residents there, and we're really grateful.
Thank you so much, Dana. Thank you for doing a wonderful job in our community, and thank you for getting Rotary involved. We are happy to be partners. Our last presenter is Neighborhood Healthcare. This organization's budget is $102 million a year, and their mission says, our mission is to improve the health and happiness of the communities we serve by providing high-quality healthcare to all, regardless of situation or circumstances. Please welcome Neighborhood Healthcare Director of Philanthropy and Patient Experience, Tina Pope.
Thank you so much. You know, can you hear me first of all? Nod heads. Okay, good. Every once in a while I turn off this microphone and I'm speaking to air. So it's great to see so many happy friends and faces. And I want to thank you on behalf of Neighborhood Healthcare. You guys have been so helpful to us in so many ways over the years. This year, especially as we embarked on some challenges we just didn't know how we were going to face. But I will have to say that we braved up and leaned in, and we have been able to continue to serve the population that we care for. The grant that came to us through the Escondido Rotary Foundation was used for unfunded care, and we chose to place it towards prescription drugs for patients who do not have insurance benefits. So prescription drugs are a significant element of the medical care, and the cost can be a major barrier for our patients. When a patient with limited income must choose between buying groceries or filling a prescription, the prescription is likely to go unfilled. So this choice can lead to a significant risk to their health and to their well-being. Our uninsured patient population increased to 15% in 2020 from 7% in 2019. And so with this generosity, we were able to go above and beyond to provide quality health care to some of those patients. Neighborhood healthcare served over 77,789 patients in 2020 with over 887 visits in 17 health center sites. Our patients represent a medically underserved, uninsured, or underinsured segment of the population. 98% of Neighborhood Healthcare's patients are low income, living at or below 200% of the federal poverty level. So the funds that you gave to us wound up just through the months of November and December, serving 84 patients. They benefited from those prescriptions they were able to get that they otherwise would not have afforded. And so I want to share with you a quote from our pharmacist who said that Neighborhood's pharmacy encounters patients daily who are struggling with their finances. When our patients don't fill a prescription they need, we reach out to ensure everything is okay. Thanks to our unfunded care account, we can provide the medication at no cost to those who can't afford their prescription. It means so much to the patients and to me that we can help them in this way. Sometimes it's the rent or food or the electric bill that is standing in the way of their health. And so with that, I share we again are so grateful and thankful for your partnerships. And I will say that we have seen some of you out at our vaccination clinics, and I appreciate that you've taken the time to volunteer with us. We, as of noon today, have vaccinated over 30,500 members of our community just at Neighborhood Healthcare. And many of our Rotarian friends across all the different clubs have come forward and have been helping us out there. And so thank you. We truly see you as our partners as we take care of our community.
Thank you so much, Tina. We're happy to be your partners and join your mission in our little ways. Thank you so much. I would like to thank all presenters today, and we still have a few minutes to take questions probably, Andy, do we? Or not really?
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so if any of you Rotarians want to ask anything to presenters, please go ahead and do so. No questions? Whoa, that's okay too, I guess. So then I'm just gonna take a couple of minutes talking about our next year. We were able to give all these grants out because our fundraising the year before the COVID went pretty well. Thanks to Van North and some of the people who worked super hard to get these funds. To keep up with this and continue supporting all our local nonprofits, we need to make a little extra push this year because COVID made us to cancel our main fundraiser. So the way all of you folks, Escondido Rotary members can help is to go to this link that I'm gonna chat to everyone right now. And you're gonna find our Mother's Day gift shop on that page. And you can bid on 1 or 2 of those beautiful necklaces that you might wanna get for your ladies for the Mother's Day, okay? So just go ahead, follow the link, look through the necklaces and make a bid. Some of our Rotarians already participated in that. Thank you very much, everybody, for making your bid. That would definitely help us to raise the funds for the upcoming grant cycle, and we'll be able to help these organizations as we did last year. Thank you very much, everybody, for that.
Thank you, Alex. And thank you again so much for being our chair of this committee and taking care of all of these great organizations. Thank you to the organizations here today for reaching out and connecting to our community and helping keep our community healthy and happy and well, at least healthy. Who knows how happy anyone was during COVID lockdown, but honestly, I don't think there is not a single organization that's here today or was here last week who does not make a massive impact on our community. And we're honored to be able to help you do your missions, but we're also really grateful for what your missions are and what they do to our community. So thank you, one and all, and thank you, Rotarians, for helping us help them. All right, yes, and Denise, we need to see you on more Tuesdays though, too. Just messing with you there. All right, so we can leave everything open for people to chat and keep connected if you want. But let me advance the slide and officially ring out the meeting. We're only 1 minute early, which is amazing. So here's my shower thought for this week. 1 million seconds ago, it was April 15th, 2021. 1 billion seconds ago, the USSR was still around. 1 trillion seconds ago, ancient humans were making cave paintings. 1 billion is a lot, and 1 trillion is even more. It's hard to really grasp that, but let's do this. All right, we're going to close this meeting by ringing out the bell. Whoop. Come on. Whoop. Oh, fiddledy. That's no fun. Come on. All right, whatever. I rang the bell. You guys, there we go. You guys have a great week. We'll see you next week. And keep chatting if you feel like it.